Someone put their Coke really close to my latte in the office fridge, and something about that is so romantic to me. Aw, look at them. They're star-crossed lovers. What is it that I'm going to be looking at today, you might be wondering? I guess it's some more non-political Twitter. Kidnappers stand no chance against my skincare routine. If they grab me by the neck, I'll just slither out like a wet hot dog. All right. No, my plane is about to go over your apartment in like 20 seconds. Okay. Is this you? Yep. Hell yeah. Imagine being a sheep venturing alone into the fog of war. Imagine? I don't have to imagine that at all. That's just kinda what I do on a seemingly daily basis right now, man. That's where I'm at. I'm stuck in the fog of war with the perception of a sheep. Lord help me. She's coming. She's on the way.
Baby, what was that?
Oh, thank goodness. Here's my issue. Why are fancy burgers so tall? What do you expect me to do with that? Unlock my jaw like a serpent? No, I can't accommodate that. A good burger should have a wider circumference, not more height. Think about a Frisbee or a vinyl. That's ambition. That's progress. I mean, a vinyl's certainly not progress now, nor is a Frisbee, but I get what you're saying, for sure. I've said the exact same thing. Fancier, more expensive burgers should not be taller, they need to be wider. And there is a limit on that. If you hand me a burger that's 2 feet wide, I'm going to be kind of annoyed as well, because that's a ton of food, and I didn't realize I was paying $900 for food tonight. It's too much. It's just simply too much, you know? No, but jokes aside, absolutely. I don't know why they keep getting taller and taller and taller. You can create more room the other direction so it's not impossible for us to eat. And if I have to bring out a fork and knife to eat my burger, I might be a little annoyed. Ah, fuck. Lol, whoops. Oh, fuck. I've made an irreversible, fatal error. Yeah, linguistics, baby. That's exactly how this all works. Ain't it something? We developed the ability to talk to each other and communicate on a scale and fidelity unimaginable at any other point in human history. And it drove us absolutely fucking insane in less than my lifetime. Well, let's take a look at why, very briefly, it might have done that. Sure, I've got a candy bar in my pocket that gives me all of human knowledge, ever, immediately. But it also gives me access to social features that have allowed me to see that more than half of the world truly wants the other half to die. It's driving me nuts, and I don't know how to keep the spirit. I don't exactly know how to keep the smile on my face these days, because every moment I wake up, I gotta tell you, it's more craziness, and it shows me that more and more hatred has appeared from nowhere. Me calls 911. I got stabbed by a murderer. Oh my god. Oh my god. And murderer. Stop, I just heard it as I said it. It's funny though, because this is exactly how people are. You use one incorrect letter, and suddenly your point doesn't exist anymore. They will ignore everything you say for the next 20 minutes, so best to just stop talking to somebody when they do this. No joke. Just shut up. Wait about an hour, and then ask them the question, because they're not going to answer it. They just will not do it. Too late to apologize. I've already imagined us as rabbits fighting midair. I am, of course, the one doing the kicking. Look at me go. That sure is pretty great, and damn, it looks like it's made a hell of an impact. I can't believe we have at least a few animals on Earth that have an innate instinct and skill for beating the crap out of other animals. Whether it's this little guy and his karate, or maybe a kangaroo and its boxing. These suckers are crazy. It's amazing just how much innate skill seems to exist in nature. I don't know, man. It really makes you think. A bank teller laughs when seeing a man with knife wanting to rob bank. All right? She really turned around like, y'all see it? Oh, yeah, I mean, That's not just a knife, though. That is a full-on meat cleaver. And while I'm sure it's laughable because he's not going to be able to get back there and get any money, he is surrounded by other people he could certainly harm to a pretty crazy degree with that thing that aren't hidden behind the bulletproof glass. I just read the word fussy, and I was like, wait, which hole is that? Ah, right, because we're starting to ussy everything. Or not starting to, we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for years, which is hilarious. We're out, right? We're out of ussy words by this point, aren't we? I feel like we are, and if we're not, come on. These are rookie numbers, we should be done by now. When I was in the 9th grade, The coach told me my sweater made me look gay. I replied that was good, as I was trying to get his wife to leave me alone. And that's the real reason why I failed gym. If this is a true story, which I feel like it's not, but if it is, can you imagine? Can you imagine someone calling you gay or saying that you look gay, and then when you retort with something just as rude, they have power over you and can f*** with you? I don't like this shit. You know, if you're really disrespectful to me, I don't care what your position is. If you're my teacher, professor, my boss, you don't get to f***ing speak to me that way. And if you say I don't get to speak that way to you, maybe shut the f*** up. Let's see. I know people who would fold and become a simp just from small interactions like that. Am I the only one who likes girls with short hair? Guess I'll keep my hair short just for you. You don't know who I am, it doesn't mean anything. High-key embarrassing to be caught inching at a stoplight. You getting excited? Dude, it's not even, people don't even like inch at a stoplight anymore. They straight up just start rolling because they think they know how to time the light perfectly. And then they end up slamming on the brakes again because they forgot that there's a left turn light or something like that. It's really funny and it makes you look like a jackass. Turns out jigsaw puzzle makers just use the same die to cut apart different puzzles so you can mix and match. Yeah, that's always been the case. It's not like they make a new die for every of the 10 million puzzles a month that come out. That'd be crazy. Los Angeles is trash. I was at a damn library and saw two guys having sex for like hours before the librarian finally kicked me off the computer. It's funny because I have seen people at the public library watching before. Really crazy that you're at that point in your life. Let's go! You're too old for her. He's gay. He's like 25 and she's 16. He's gay. He's older than her. Why are you insulting him? He is literally homosexual. She really thought she was going to be a Twitter warrior that day. She really thought, but then just didn't fucking get it. Or she's a bot. Do you ever think about how somebody looked at an innocent little baby and decided to name it Walton Goggins? Oh, come on. His last name already existed, dog. That's how last names work. Okay, but Walton? I'll give you that one. You know, let's see if we can get Walton on EmKay. Maybe he'll read through some memes with me. He seems like the type of guy that would be so down to do something dumb like that. Like, am I getting paid? No? Okay, I'll do it, man. I'm gonna be real. If you hate Mario, you're probably a fucking loser. Or maybe your name is Bowser. The hell did you just say to me? Oh boy. They did the math. They did the monster math. What was that? Nothing. Me 3 hours later in a whisper. It was a graveyard graph. Well, yeah, you had to think of how you were going to follow that up. We're so used to memeing it, but it really is incredible that one of the greatest fantasy epics of all time will never be finished because the author got the yips and the show made him a millionaire anyway. Right? Oh, the yips, right. My psychology when I have $100 bills is absolutely unhinged. I bought two $13 sandwiches, broke a $100, and mentally, I feel like I gained $74 in real money. Starting a new show sucks. Who are these people? Maybe that's why every godforsaken show you've ever watched in your life, or every godforsaken show that I've watched, that my friends have watched, family have watched, every single one of them says the same thing about all these shows that they love. Yeah, first season sucks donkey, but dude, it's the greatest show of all time after that. Every fucking time, and it drives me nuts. What do you mean? Yeah, just seemingly hated the goddamn show until seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like, what are you talking about? Is this why? Is it because we have to get used to new people? Like, really, though, it drives me nuts. Not every single first season of every single show can be bad. We're all lying. Katy Perry is going into space 1 week from today. There's so much going on right now that I don't even care to process this information. I'm overstimulated. Misplacing my phone is always bad for me, because when people are like, do you want me to call it? It's always on D&D. Always. Not even vibrate. Silent. Yeah, gone are the days of being able to do that. But if you're the person with, say, an iPhone and an Apple Watch, I'm pretty sure you can have it make a sound anyway with the watch. Most of the time when I come to post something, I start writing, get self-conscious, delete it, and go, thank God, before closing the app. You would not think this based upon my post history. I do that all the time. Like 45,000 people follow me on Twitter, and every single time I go on there, all I can think is, no one gives a shit. Even though tens of thousands of people have actively followed me. I hate it when shit's unbeknownst to me. Make it beknownst, dog. They won't teach you this in school, but the secret is to just adopt the confidence of a much hotter person. You're right, Trash Jones. You're right. Movie theaters are trying everything to bring audiences back, from pickleball to cocktail bars. Strippers. I go to movie theaters to watch a movie. That's generally what I do. It is a movie theater, so, I mean, I might be crazy. Tariff this, tariff that. When is someone gonna come tariff my clothes and kiss me? I wish I could say in real life. It would be very useful. Have you tried tilting your head 45 degrees like a dog? That works. I prefer what I just did, though. Someone said in this bar that RoboCop should canonically be a transformer and his name changed to Stoptimus Crime, and now I'm laughing into my grin. Bar trivia is a fun activity if you ever want to feel like the dumbest motherfucker who ever lived. Look, random facts don't necessarily mean intelligence. It means you're pretty good at memorizing random facts. I know 0 random facts. No matter how sad their story is, don't let anybody move into your house. There should be view counts on humans. How many people have seen this guy? Oh, God. Icks, zoomies, for God's sakes, man, pull yourself together. We're taking water on the starboard side. Lady in office, you putting on weight. Me, catching up to you. Now suddenly I'm the villain, and how dare I say that? Exactly, I'm so confused. Why do people get to shit all over us and say really inappropriate things to us, but if we're in a bad mood and we respond in kind with their same bullshit? Why is it? It's just like in school. Bully starts beating you to death. So you punch him in the dick, and suddenly you're the one in trouble. I don't understand it, man. It drives me nuts. Oven has a window. Microwave, too. You can see all the way through a blender. But the dishwasher, oh no, you could never see in there. They refuse to let us see what's going on in there. Aren't there a couple out there that have had windows over the years? I know I've seen, like, tiny dishwashers for the countertop that have windows in them. The most embarrassing work-related thing I've witnessed is someone who forgot to stop sharing their screen on a call and was reading through the offer letter they just received from another company. That's the most embarrassing? Like, that seems like a flex on purpose, not an embarrassing oopsie-poopsie. Apparently, staying to yourself and not bothering people bothers people. See, I see a post like this, and I can't help but think that they're not actually not bothering anybody. This is the type of post that just makes me think, this person is absolutely the most obnoxious, nosy motherfucker in the world. You know, you've seen it. 14-year-old doesn't mind their business, gets yelled at, and then posts this on Facebook. You know, it's that subtweet like, I guess minding your own business and not bothering people really bothers people, even though you explicitly went out and did just that to piss people off. And also, in a way, posting this for clout is kind of bothering people in a way. If I see it, I'm just gonna be annoyed because you think you'd think you're hot shit. You just know she's going to cry when she sees this tomorrow. A lightweight. A racegoer taking a break from all the action while holding her glass of champagne perfectly still. I mean, yeah, I would be kind of pissed if sure, it's a silly image. Her going to sleep or taking a nap while perfectly holding her champagne. But I'd probably be a little annoyed if a butt ton of images of me asleep somewhere became a giant viral article with thousands of comments. Like, yeah, I'd be a little bugged by that, because I didn't ask for that. Just watched a lady get into a car, turn on Shania Twain, hit her vape like 10 times, and then reverse directly into the SUV behind her in the grocery store parking lot. California is a place. You think this is... Yeah, that's only California. Strange things like this only ever happen in the state of California. Have you been anywhere, or do you perceive your home state as the only normal/boring one? Guarantee you, if you pay attention, this is happening on a second-by-second basis everywhere around you. Not literally, of course, you know what I mean. You always know what I'm getting at. First look at Michael Cera in his first ever Wes Anderson film, The Phoenician Scheme, in theaters, May 30th. Wes Anderson casting Michael Cera must have felt like the caveman discovering fire. I don't know. I mean, I could see how they'd be a good fit, but if they were really a good fit, why is this only happening now? It does seem odd, does it not? Like, again, I can see it. This is going to be kind of interesting. I do wonder if he's going to become a regular, or if this is just going to be a fun one-off. Because you know, a lot of directors have their regulars. Wes Anderson, for sure, has his regulars. It happens, right? I'm just curious to see if we'll continue to see Michael in the future. Probably not, for some strange reason. Probably because it fits too good. But really, though, if it was a perfect match, why did it take like 25 years for it to happen? Sometimes people change you the way spaghetti changes Tupperware. So in an annoying way, a way you can't get it off of you, you're forever stained by that personality. I can see what you're getting at. You probably don't mean it in the way that I am perceiving it, though, so not really sure how to help you with that. To be fair, I don't have a lot of brain power anymore. I think I've killed off most of my brain cells, so I can't really perceive things the way anybody wants me to, or intends for me to. I'm almost always wrong. Opens the internet. FDA warns, don't cook chicken in NyQuil. Closes the internet. Yeah, that was a weird, brief moment in history, wasn't it? It was super weird. Not long-lived. A lot of these moments don't seem to be very long-lived. Thank goodness for that. But that one was a weird one. Because it felt like it lasted 30 seconds in real time. Like a photo was posted, the FDA said, don't do that. 5 seconds later, and here we are. You probably forgot that this even happened. You guys remember all the clowns? Do you remember that little nugget of history? It was like right before It came out, or it seemingly lined up particularly well with It. A lot of people said it was just a viral marketing campaign for the movie. I don't know. That's plausible, but probably not what happened. It just seemed like people lost their minds for like a week. You know, people kept finding random clowns with weapons on the side of the road, chasing their car around. That was a weird moment in history. Spilled coffee on a page and drew what I saw. See, you can't do this sort of thing with AI. This is the lifeblood of human creativity, and no machine will ever be capable of it. It's really just a lack of understanding. I think that the one thing that I've found somewhat honest about the creations made by generative trash is that it will try to literally give you exactly what you ask. And in that, it's very honest. No matter what stupid goddamn thing you ask it to create, it will do its damnedest to create just literally that. No iteration, no actual emotion, no subtext, nothing behind it. Versus someone spilling coffee on a piece of paper and going, I see something. Anyone else feel like they've been cooking an existential crisis on low heat for a couple of years now? Yes. Yes, a lot of us have serious mental issues that we can't afford to pay attention to. That's pretty normal, Trash Jones. I'm glad you got a lot of views on the tweet. Congratulations. But no, you're not alone in feeling like shit, or feeling stressed, or feeling like you're about to blow your lid. Trust me, there's a lot of us in the same boat with you. You know, sometimes we have ways that we can let the steam out, whether it's therapy or going for a walk. But, I don't know, some of us are welded shut. Some of us are genuinely just welded shut and we don't know what to do. I do take some comfort in knowing that I'm not alone in that. But, man, I need to find somebody who is licensed to open this metal, dude. I am dying in here, and I'm not sure what comes next. Oh my god, my dad is an electrician at the zoo, and look how he spent his morning. I'm crying. Your dad's small as hell, dude. But hey, at the very least, your dad seems to be doing well, doing the job accurately. Also, that's kind of an interesting job position. Like, it's one thing to be an electrician. It's another thing to be an electrician at a zoo, or the electrician for the zoo. I know that those positions exist. They can't constantly be waiting for third-party companies and contractors to come out to help them with stuff, especially if something goes down right now. But it's gotta be interesting, you know? I hope death is like being carried to your bedroom when you were a child and fell asleep on the couch during a family party. I hope you can hear the laughter from the next room. I don't know about hearing the laughter from the next room. I see what you're saying, I really do. But we hope it's at least gentle, you know? Or at the very least as fast as possible. But I don't know if I'd want to hear the laughter necessarily from the next room, because I know I can never go back into the next room. That next room is off limits for me now. I can't go back. And I think I would break immediately, knowing what happened. I hope that we're all kind of wiped, you know, wiped clean. I don't want memories upon my death. If it is an experience that's not just nothing, right? I hope that I forget everything. everything. George R.R. Martin holds the first new direwolf born in 10,000 years. Hit the typewriter, dude. I do genuinely wonder if those books are just canceled. Like, he must have written himself into a corner, having had the show surpass his actual stories. I genuinely want to know if it's ever going to happen. I don't think so. If I had to guess, guys, that series will never be finished. Or at the very least, it will never be finished by him. It's not like he's a 30-year-old, 40, 50-year-old. Isn't he like 70-something? Here, let's take a quick look. George R.R. Martin is 76 years old. So yeah, not a spring chicken. Okay, let's see. Oh no, sorry. I Googled his name and the very first thing that popped up was this headline from Reddit. Latest The Winds of Winter update by George R.R. Martin disappoints fans once again. Oh man, the books were so goddamn fire at first, it got one of the most fire TV shows of all time, and no one knew what the hell to do, and now it's all just either ending in garbage or not ending at all. Not to diminish the amount of work that he has done or anything. I don't want to sit here and on George R.R. Martin. He's done what I'll never be able to do. He's written amazing stuff. It's just, dude, quit teasing. If you're done, you're done. You gotta tell people. Mom, your father and I are splitting up. He's been cheating on me. He's going to move into the world's saddest apartment, and I'm about to enter an abusive relationship for the next 5 years that will harm both myself and you. Me, age 13. I'm a feminine M&M, a slim, shady lady. That sure is a shitty situation. One that I'll count myself among the few that I have. Well, I've experienced some of this. Not the mom and dad splitting up, getting a divorce or whatever. Never experienced that, ever. But sure, some of that. Some of that I could see. Not my goat. Please let my goat be okay, dog. Farmers in fantasy settings when they see dragons overhead coming to attack their village. Who is this person referring to, though? I need to know. My professor farted on our Zoom today and then immediately left the call and canceled class. Really? Couldn't have just owned it? Come on, you're a professor. You can figure this out. You can just deal with it. Who cares? You just have to own it, man. That's what it's all about. Or you know what? Do it again, but way louder. There you go. You ever think about how fish are kinda non-binary with it? They're interesting things. They range from the coolest, most beautiful things you've ever seen in your life to the most scary things you've ever seen in your entire life. Seems like the deeper we get into the ocean, the closer we get to, wondering if the reason demons and horrific creatures of hell look the way they do is because of stuff washing up from the great deep. What were people thinking the first time a colossal squid washed up on a beach or got next to a goddamn ship? Oh, the Kraken. That's what we got. The Kraken. Oh, man. Do you think a colossal squid at any point was ever big enough to actually take a ship down? That added a little bit of, like, craziness to the story, you know? Or was it always just, holy shit, that thing is huge, we gotta get away now, and then it swims off and, whew, we made it. What do you mean blind people don't see the color black all the time? What do you mean they just don't see it all? What does that mean? The way it was described to me when I understood it was, what color is the stuff outside of your peripheral vision? There is no color or anything, it's just not there. It's just not. Like trying to see out of the back of your head. Pretty cool. Now, this is messing me up right now. Yeah, that is a nicer way to explain it, I will say. It doesn't help, at least not for me. Because yeah, you are just finding a slightly different way to describe nothing. Us conscious, self-aware, introspective beings, okay, some of us are introspective, cannot perceive nothing. Even those who do seemingly perceive nothing, they can't share that experience with us. They have no idea how to, and we have no idea how to accept the description. We don't. Of course, I assumed that if you were blind, all you see is just black. But that is inherently a perception of something. A perception of the lack of light, you know? Seeing just the black color, or shade, if you will. When having difficult conversations over text, I believe in a method called the sandwich approach. It's where you send one meme, then 6 emotionally vulnerable texts, then another meme, and an LMAO as a garnish. I still just say LOL. I never do anything else. Sometimes I'll do a little XD just to really throw some up in there because I'm an emoticon user. I don't even use stickers, man. There's a trillion stickers on Telegram and otherwise. I don't even use those. I won't use emoji. I'll still just use 1 or 2 emoticons. You should not be asking questions to ChatGPT. You should be posting them on here to an audience of 200 and having them retweet to an audience of the 1,000 cruelest 30-somethings you've ever seen. And eventually you will get an answer, like a real one, the correct one too, but you're just gonna have to wade through people wanting you to die. Y'all think the actors have ever read a script and are like, damn, this is so ass? Yeah. I can't even imagine how disappointed they all were. Like, what was the actual reason? There's no way those 2 writers were winning Emmy after Emmy after Emmy for years and then just suddenly their talent was sucked out of their buttholes. What actually happened? What was the real reason those 2 fucked the show up? Because I feel like it was on purpose. There's no way you're this good at your job, this good at what you do, and then one day, oops, somehow I was faking it until I'm making it the whole way.